Ladies and gentlemen, baby faces, and all my true heel heat wrestling fans out there, I am Richie Moon, and it's January 11th, Richie's Raw recap. And before we get into today's recap, you might be getting this a little bit late. I do want to humbly apologize. I am currently in the middle of a move. I just got here to my new place. I'm in a new state, so that backed up things. I was actually going to give you guys just an audio version of the Raw review, but I was just like, nah, man, I can't do that. Now you want to see this nice, beautiful face. You know what I'm saying? But I am here for the Raw review. And Raw opened up with Triple H, which is kind of odd. When did we ever really get to see Triple H open up Raw? But he opened up Raw, and he was cutting a classic babyface promo, and then he got interrupted because what else happens in the beginning segments of Raw? So this is really odd. So he essentially says to Randy Orton, "I'm proud of you for burning a man alive, but I can't believe the dastardly things you said about the WWE legends." And then Randy Orton responded with this classic line, saying something in a variation of, "Hey, you left your balls in Stephanie McMahon's purse." Triple H grinned, and then boom, socked him right in the mouth. Pow! Right in the kisser, which set up a main event between the two legends at the end of the night. The irony of this, Randy Orton's AKA name is the Legend Killer. Triple H did not like him talking about the legends. So I'm pretty sure that WWE has a Drew McIntyre, Bill Goldberg, Triple H, and Randy Orton storyline all mixed up together. Yeah, right, get it, got it. Drew McIntyre was obviously not on the scene before Raw had been announced. Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, had unfortunately been caught by the coronavirus. We wish him speedy recovery. We know that he's going to defeat it. He's had no symptoms at all. But he was addressing Goldberg, and he was saying, practice social distancing, wear your mask. He was basically addressing the COVID situation. This is the first time that WWE had publicly acknowledged on TV that one of their superstars had COVID. So once again, just sending a huge shout out to the WWE champion. I'm pretty sure you'll be claymoring people's faces off their face pretty soon. The next match we got up on Raw was Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. And it was very interesting. Charlotte Flair had said that she will come back to WWE when they had an interesting and creative story for her. So her story is that her horny old dad is now obsessed with Lacey Evans and costing her matches that Charlotte Flair would usually regularly win. Okay, here's the thing. That's not creative. Ric Flair is a COVID hazard. His wife had it. Where the hell is the WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka? And this storyline is pants. We all know it's crap. It's really filler. And I'm just, yeah. As aforementioned, COVID-19, it's a big thing in our world. And I just want to send a special shout out and a get well soon to all the WWE superstars that have been affected by it. And it seems more superstars were affected by it than Drew McIntyre, because a lot of wrestlers were pulling double duty. I guess because a lot of wrestlers had to pull double duty, I guess we had to get a revival of this feud, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus, but it was Jackson Ryker versus Jeff Hardy, and Jackson Ryker and Elias are already teasing dissension. They've been together for literally that long. Jackson Ryker beats Jeff Hardy with the most devastating move in all of pro wrestling. When I do this, the hands come out. And then right after that, it was Jeff Hardy versus Elias, and Jeff Hardy beat him with a swanton bomb in mere minutes. And my question to all this, even if the double duty thing wasn't in it, who was getting over with this? Who gets over in this feud? Don't worry, I'll wait. Next up on Raw, we had Sheamus and Keithley backstage, and that was to set up a match with The Miz and Morrison. This was actually a fun match. I really enjoyed the spot where Keithley did the pounce to Morrison in the corner, and it ripped the top turnbuckle off. I thought that was going to be the end of the match, but that was just really for an ad break. I thought that was a shoot, but that was just to really work. But hey, it was cool. Sheamus blind tagged himself into the match. Bro kicked John Morrison's head off for the win. Then Sheamus and Keithley hugged. And then that hug turned into a fight because the two would have a match after that. And this was a really hard-hitting, fast-paced match that Keithley won with a spirit bomb. And then they hugged again. I am not against it. This storyline has been slowly going along. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see where it goes. But I'm all here for the bromance with Keithley and Sheamus. You know what I'm talking about? Xavier Woods was up next in a rare one-on-one match. And not only was it a one-on-one match, he was out there without his trusted companion, Kofi Kingston, because Kofi Kingston got his jaw injured in the tag team match with the Hurt Business a few weeks ago. It was TBar versus Xavier Woods, and TBar won because retribution is still a thing. I'm so sorry, Mustafa Ali. You are so talented. Even TBar, guys should have kept him Dominic Divakovic. There are so many talented wrestlers in that group, and WWE just giving them crap. So us as the fans are going to perceive them as crap because they've been booked like crap. So that was crap. So Matt Riddle was backstage explaining to Lucha House Party how beating Sweaty Lashley would be like eating a really good pizza. Okay, here's the thing. Listen, Matt Riddle smokes weed. And when you smoke weed, you get the munchies after that. So every promo that Matt Riddle cuts has something to do with food or something weed related because he smokes weed. We get it, WWE. Matt Riddle smokes weed. Literally, driving it into the ground. Now, all his promos have to be based about the munchies or whatever, but I mean, it's not like it was a bad promo. Lucha House Party actually teased that they were going to be in Matt Riddle's corner because they needed somebody to watch him back, and then Matt Riddle proceeded to literally try to watch his own back, and he said, you can't, and it's because he's supposed to be high, and he... Comedy. This is wrestling comedy, not done right. Then next up, we got the match between the United States Champion Sweaty Lashley versus Matt Riddle. And I think WWE are forgetting that both of these guys have legit MMA backgrounds. This could be a super duper feud. If booked right, this could be a feud for the WWE Championship, but whatever. Lashley won this match relatively quickly and easily. It was kind of a clunky beginning. Matt Riddle had his lip busted open and he tapped him out with the Hurt Lock. And then after that, Matt Riddle gets on the mic and says, excuse me, not Matt, just Riddle. And he says, well, I can't be Bobby Lashley, but MVP. Meanwhile, MVP is out there with shirts, slacks, and a tie on. MVP gets in the ring. They have like literally a minute match just for Bobby Lashley to get in there, spear him, and cause the DQ. What's the point? Like literally, what's the point? Next up, we have the not Raw or SmackDown general manager who makes all the authoritarian decisions, Adam Pearce, book a match between Drew Gulak and AJ Styles to see who can get into the Royal Rumble. And he actually talked about his match that he's going to have with Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. That's actually happening. Right. Next up, like I said, we had Drew Gulak versus the Phenomenal One, and AJ Styles basically won this match because he threw Drew Gulak to the outside. He looked at Omos, and he got scared because Omos is a big black guy. He went into the ring and got phenomenal forearmed. I mean, that's essentially why people get scared of Omos, because he's a really big black guy. Has nothing to do with the fact that he's black, but he's just a really tall guy. People get scared of him, cause a distraction, which leads to AJ Styles winning. I think this is due to the COVID running rapid through WWE. I mean, I'm glad to see Drew Gulak in a match, but it's something rare that we really get to see on Raw. And AJ Styles won this pretty convincingly. Next up, it was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke standing backstage, and this is like literally the most unnatural, cringy thing. They both declared themselves for the Royal Rumble by simultaneously saying, we declare ourselves for the 2021 Royal Rumble, and then they both simultaneously did their bicep curl pose. I mean, it's just so unnatural. Nobody talks like that. Then they had a match against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, where Nia Jax was in there, and then Shayna Baszler did a blind tag and choked Dana Brooke out to tap her out, and that's furthering the tension between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Just give these two a damn match. It's just whatever. It's really lame ass shit, to be honest with you, and lazy ass storytelling. And for our main event, we had Randy Orton versus Triple H, and this was more angle than match, with Triple H being in a t-shirt and jeans, which made sense because he was not expecting to wrestle at night, even though the old age trope is to always bring your gear because you never know what's going to happen. So they exchanged a couple of blows. I mean, this match was 0 to 100. They went outside real quick and went in, and then Triple H went under the ring, grabbed his sledgehammer. The lights started to go down. Then we looked up. Triple H's sledgehammer was on fire. Then the lights go completely down, signaling that the Fiend was going to be there. Lights go up. Triple H is gone. Alexa Bliss staying in the corner. Then she does a fireball to Randy Orton to continue the fire motif. And then Raw goes to an end with Randy Orton sounding like hell. Here's the thing. I have no issues with the fireball. I have no issues with that at all. Not the first time or the last time I'll be using wrestling. Here's my thing. Where is this rivalry going to go? Randy Orton set the Fiend on fire. He set that man on fire. Where does this rivalry end? How does it end? With the Fiend giving him the Sister Abigail and pinning him for a 1-2-3? This rivalry can't end in a 1-2-3. It started off with the man being burned alive. This is a good story, but once again, WWE getting things confused, essentially telling this story backwards. You end off with Randy Orton setting him on fire. You don't start it off like that. How are you going to top that? Are you really going to top this with a 1-2-3 in the middle of a match? Hey, I'm not part of the creative team, and if I was, my opinion probably still wouldn't get through because Vince. With that being said, I am Mr. Richie Moon. This has been True Heel Heat Wrestling. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe as we are on our way to 1K. And also make sure to check out our page. We got tons of wrestling news, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I will be coming in a couple of days with the top 5 matches from Wrestle Kingdom and other wrestling articles and essays. With that being said, I am Mr. Richie Moon. This has been True Heel Heat Wrestling. This has been a January 11th edition of Raw, and man, it was just a drag. This show was a complete miss. Let's hope next week. Please, let's hope next week that this will be a better Raw. With that being said, I am Mr. Richie Moon. This has been True Heel Heat Wrestling. Peace, love, and light.